How do I look in these 3D glasses? Good? Good. What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com. There's no denying it. 3D is the next big thing in mobile. We saw the Evo 3D at CTIA, and then we saw a couple of devices like the Optimus Pad and the Optimus 3D, both designed by LG, both shown off at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and coming to the States under a different name. One of those, the Optimus Pad, coming to the States as the T-Mobile G-Slate, which is what you're seeing right here. Super cool device, 1 gigahertz NVIDIA Tegra 2 processor, stereoscopic 5 megapixel cameras on the back, so you can shoot your own 3D content. 8.9-inch display, so it's a little bit smaller than the iPad, a little bit smaller than the Motorola Zoom, but a little bit bigger than the Galaxy Tab, or at least the original Galaxy Tab, so you can use it for maximum pocketability, easier to carry around, easier to put in the briefcase, things like that. Android 3.0, 2 megapixel front-facing camera, and it's the first device to sport T-Mobile's new HSPA Plus 42 megabits per second connectivity, which is available in Orlando, New York, and Las Vegas right now. Then, of course, you have the typical honeycomb keyboard, but because of the display being a little bit smaller, it makes it easier to type on. Let's take a look here in contacts. Just for example, I can use contacts since there's no notepad application. We'll go to a new contact. We'll put in the name. That's what it looks like in landscape mode. That's what it looks like in portrait mode. And you can see, because it is a smaller display, it's the 8.9 inches, I can type from thumb to thumb, so I can type in, you know, Aaron Baker very easily, for example, and I can continue to type in portrait mode. Now, I can go down here in landscape mode, lay it down. I work for Phone Dog. The Quick Brown, this one's a little bit harder to type on. Quick Brown Fox is hard at work. It's a little bit harder to type on this one as opposed to a bigger display. In the Motorola Zoom, I had nearly 0 spelling errors. If you remember, I put it down and did the exact same typing. I didn't have any spelling errors. I maybe had 1 or 2, but nothing to that extent. So potential trade-off of the device being a little bit smaller, and perhaps I'm just typing too fast. Let's see. The Quick Brown Fox is awesome. So you can see, maybe I'm just typing too quickly, but I think it's a combination of that and the smaller display. So for people that like to type fast, or people that are used to a particular keyboard, be it iOS or be it some other platform, there may be a minor learning curve to get used to the honeycomb keyboard. One thing I like circling back on the actual widgets on the various home screens is that they're dynamic widgets. You take a look, and this is something that Android hasn't had before. These are dynamic. You can see I can scroll up and down through the different bookmarked web pages, and same thing with emails. I can go over here to the Old Man McTweety widget, and I can scroll right up and scroll down and pick a specific email. So you can see, again, back to the optimization for the tablet. You can see very easy to see, very easy to use, with one column for your mail and then the other column to read it. And then when you go back one, you can see you have your different boxes, your inbox, your sent, etc., etc. So back to what I was saying about the widgets: dynamic, cool, easy to use. And then we can go in here and see what else we can find. Let's see, widgets. What other good ones? Let's find a, let's see, Twitter. Well, let's do YouTube, for example. We'll throw YouTube over there on the main screen. And once it's loaded up, same thing. Dynamic widget. You can wait for it to load. And I can circle back through the various, there we go. See what I'm, very easy to do. So, dynamic widgets, very cool, and actually I do want to touch on that, not to actually open up a video, but again, just to show you what YouTube and some of these things look like. There we go, just to see what YouTube looks like in tablet format. You can see you have your related videos over here. I can scroll up and down. So it's just nice to have the ability, and I keep harping on this, I know, but it's nice to have the ability to have some separate space on the display that's dedicated to something else, where you can watch the video over here, check out related videos while this is playing, and then see the description over here in the bottom left-hand corner. So let's jump back to wallpapers. I want to show you what that looks like. And some of the app shortcuts, you have those as well. And then more, if you want to find more, if you want to do some more stuff. Let's see, wallpapers. Go to wallpaper, and we'll make this the wallpaper, for example. And then when you go back, a bunch of little Android bots as the wallpaper. So clean, much more optimized for the tablet platform. And to me, it's a definite competitor to something like iOS or like WebOS 3.0, which is what's coming on the touchpad. The main thing this thing does is shoot 3D content. So let's take a look at that. Let's jump into the 3D camcorder and see. I'm going to put the G2 Xbox down here, and you can see, you know, as I'm shooting it, looks funky. It's got that blue-red tint to it, and you can see how it's the stereoscopic cameras, you know, it looks a little bit different in terms of content right now. It'll obviously be 3D when you put the glasses on. So I can hit record, and I'm going to talk while I'm doing it, so you'll hear that in the playback. I'm going to come down here, and again, 5-megapixel stereoscopic cameras. You can see the boxes up here at the top of my desk that are holding this little black thing to the table. And let's come down and around, take a look at the 3D glasses over here, and then we'll come back, focus in on the G2X, and then we'll cut it. Now we can jump back once that's recorded, stopped. We can go back into our videos here, and then we can go back to it. Now you won't, I can't even show you this. Here we go. So you'll hear that in the playback. I'm going to come down here, and again, 5-megapixel stereoscopic cameras. You can see the boxes up here at the top of my desk that are holding this little black thing to the table. And let's come down and around. It's one of those things too where you have to hold it in a specific, you have to hold the glasses, when you put the glasses on, you have to hold the tablet a certain way to really get the accurate feel of the 3D content. For example, right now I'm not getting it. Let me back up a little bit here and see if I can get it. That's a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so it's 3D now, but you can't see that obviously in the camera. To you, it looks like a bunch of red and blue gobbledygook. So let's see, we can finish that out though. But 3D content is the way of the future. You know, YouTube's working on 3D. There are a bunch of devices coming out that will support it, and some do require the glasses, some don't. This one does, which may be a point of contention for you, but at least, hey, it's one of the early devices that's shooting 3D content. So let's take a look at speed test, and then we'll sign off. Let's see here. Speed test, jump in here. Now, like I said, 42 megabits per second device, although this is a 21 megabits per second HSPA plus market. We'll still click on settings. Okay, current server is there. Going to kind of have to angle it since this application doesn't support landscape, and begin test just so you can get an idea. Right now we're looking at about 1.5 megabits per second, which seems a little bit slow. I don't know why it's so slow. Test it again. Seemed like that was an anomaly. There we go. A little bit fast. Okay, good. 38, 39 kilobits per second. Let me translate those over into megabits per second. 3.75 megabits per second. And then upload 1.75 megabits per second. So you can see the result I did the other day too, 4.27 megabits per second. So averaging between about 3 and I've seen as high as 7 on T-Mobile 4G here in the Charlotte metro area. So something to keep in mind, the 21 megabits per second markets, that's a theoretical speed. You're probably going to see somewhere between about 3 and about 8, maybe with bursts of a little bit more. People that can take advantage of the full 42, Orlando, New York City, and Las Vegas do have that right now. So if you get this device and you're in one of those cities, you should get theoretical peak speeds of 42 megabits per second. Like I said, that doesn't translate into into full 42 megabits per second, but you still have the possibility of attaining it more than we do in these 21 megabits per second markets. All in all, pretty good little tablet. I'm pretty impressed with it. I wish it didn't require the 3D glasses. I wish it had a stereoscopic display, but can't complain too much there. There are plenty of phones that are coming out in the next couple of months that do have the stereoscopic display, so you don't have to have the glasses. But all in all, 3D content, I'm a little wishy-washy on the 3D content. It doesn't look as good on this tablet as I would have liked it to have looked, but it's still, I can tell it's 3D. It's just not, the picture quality isn't that great. I'm not sure if it's a setting that I haven't worked out or if it's just, the device in general, but I haven't been that impressed with the picture quality. Other than that, battery life, fantastic. 6,400 milliamp battery. Absolutely, pleased with battery life. Haven't charged it since I got it a couple of days ago, and it's still at 50%. So all in all, a pretty decent tablet. $529.99, first 3D tablet on T-Mobile, and it solves a lot of firsts on the carrier, with being the fastest device out there, Android 3.0, and more. Is it a good investment if you want the 3D, you want a tablet, and you're on T-Mobile? I say yeah, go for it. Much more coverage to come on the T-Mobile G-Slate. We'll have dog fights between this and the Zoom, probably this and the iPad as well, and more coverage in general, 3D coverage, and much more on the site. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away a bunch of iPads and a bunch of iPads and a bunch of phones as part of our Colossal iPad 2 and smartphone sweepstakes. And be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron, with any thoughts, comments, questions you have about the G-Slate. Love to do my best to answer those for you. Talk to you about anything from the keyboard to the browser to whatever you want to talk about. let me know. PhoneDog_Aaron. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.